Bob Erickson is the winningest wrestler in Utah State history, and he was the first collegiate wrestler in Utah to win 100 matches. He was a 3-year Utah State Aggie team captain who won 119 matches and lost 14 in his career. In 4 years of dual meets, he was undefeated, 60, 0, and 3 draws. He advanced to the NCAA Championships 3 times, finishing 7th as a sophomore.
My dad dropped me off here. We drove out from Iowa in a Toyota pickup or a Datsun pickup and dropped me off. I didn't know one person on campus, and I looked over. It was time for him to go back and me to get in my apartment, and he started crying, and I'm thinking, what? I've never seen my dad cry one time in my life, but I was the only one that really moved away to college, so it was hard for him and my mom to watch. He couldn't watch the matches very often. So, but Carlson became basically a second dad, and Sue is a second mom. And Iowa guys would go over there for Thanksgiving dinner, and he took us fishing and hunting. I mean, no coaches, I didn't think, did that back then. I think they do now, but not back then. The budget wasn't great, so he couldn't recruit 4 guys for each weight class. And so I think when he recruited someone, he knew where he wanted them to wrestle. And for me, it was 158. And I started as a freshman, and pretty much all the new recruits wrestled 4 years most of the time. I hated losing. I think all wrestlers hate losing. So we had a good team. Compared to my high school team, we had a really good team out here. There was no comparison. But did we wrestle national caliber schools like my brothers did? No. So not losing a dual meet was easier for me than it would have been for them back there. But I remember every loss. I don't remember every win. Well, going to the national tournament, that was always my goal, to place in the national tournament. I don't think I ever had the goal of winning it like I did at the state, but at placing, and I never accomplished that. So that was a frustration, but I got beat plenty of times in tournaments, so those were always humbling experiences. I hated it, but it happened. So it was good for me, too. Wrestling's such a contact sport, too, and I think you can't blame it on the team. You got to blame it on yourself. So that just encourages you to work harder and try to get better at what you do, Losses were as important as wins, I guess is my point. Yeah, Carlson, he probably didn't like losing maybe even more than I didn't like losing. So, but that's just the way he coached, and he demanded a lot. I don't think you have vocal leaders in wrestling. I think you do in football and basketball, but you probably do more leading by example in the workout room, and how you handle yourself in school and on the mat and stuff. I remember Louis Giamona. I remember Steve Smith as a running back. Okay. I got to know a lot of the football players really well, and those guys were good friends, and I thought highly of them. So football guys and wrestlers, we got along pretty good back then. So those guys would come in the wrestling room sometimes and want to wrestle. And I think for me, Utah State was the perfect environment to grow my wrestling skills and to get a really, really good education. You guys had a really, really good vet science program, and Dr. Shoup was the leader of it, and he loved wrestling, so we hung out some. And so I got a great education. I had a great 4 years experience undergrad-wise. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Probably some of the best 4 years of my life,